weak. Passenger vehicles at the entry level also fairly muted, with higher discounts seen in the month of December. Sudip Bandopadhyay of Inditrade Capital is now with us on the show. Sudip, how do you expect autos to perform going into the first half of 2023? Which ones would you bet on and why?
Well, I think autos will be under pressure, and we have seen the pressure getting built up on the passenger vehicle space very, very clearly. Commercial vehicle numbers should continue to do well, and we have seen SUV numbers, particularly high-end SUV numbers, picking up. Mahindra and Mahindra will do well, and so will Ashok Leyland. I have my views on Tata Motors that, in spite of both the segments doing well, they will start getting into a lot of challenges because of the issues in China and slowdown in Europe. So Tata Motors, I'll be careful. As far as picking up a stock is concerned, I'll be extremely careful while touching the entire automobile pack. I think there are some headwinds and we have to be very, very careful. If somebody wants to play automobiles, I think I've been recommending getting into auto ancillary. I think there are excellent opportunities even now in the auto ancillary space, and that's what needs to be looked at. And you can play the auto industry through auto ancillary. Remember, they have a solid business, whether the IC eventually wins or the EV wins, or the base of the gain of market share by either EV or IC. You may have a problem in a specific automobile company because of their readiness or the market penetration in the EV. However, we don't foresee that in most of the auto ancillaries because they are pretty nimble, and they will probably increase their component per vehicle when the transition to EV eventually happens.
Right. Sudip, over the last couple of days, the clamor for metal stocks coming back in fashion has only increased. Today, we saw some gains at the start of the session, starting from yesterday as well. But now it's fizzled out just the way the market has seen a bit of a selling. Do you think from a first quarter of 2023 perspective, metals could be a good trade?
Mangalam, I'll be careful. We all know the metals depends on what happens in China. And it's extremely difficult to predict which way the Chinese government will react, the Chinese market will react, and Chinese economic growth will shape up. Yes, if there is demand back in China, metals demand will be back, and we will see metals outperforming. But that's a big, big question mark. And I would say that's probably a bet for a very, very aggressive investor if somebody wants to bet on metals. But from a conservative investor point of view, or from an investment point of view, I think I will be cautious on metals.
Cautious on metals. Give us one idea for 23. Sudip, hi, afternoon. One rocking pick.
Well, I think, Prashant, I definitely always look at long term, and I look at fundamentally strong stocks. And, I have no doubts that infrastructure, construction, engineering, and cap goods, these are the spaces which will do well in the next fiscal. And if I have to kind of pick up a stock, it will be from this. Now, I will go for the leader, which is L&T. I believe the stars are kind of aligning for L&T right now. All the business segments are doing well. Order book is full. There is huge tailwind. Execution has improved. Their capital efficiency has improved. They have got rid of a lot of unrelated assets. Their IT assets are kind of improving the margins and performance. Even the hydrocarbon, which was a laggard, is picking up in West Asia. So overall, I think that's one stock which I'll undoubtedly recommend for investors who have 1 year plus time horizon in mind.
Okay, this is turning out to be a fairly consensus trade now, and recommendation that come in this budget, we are likely to see the government's thrust on capex, on infrastructure, which will be their last budget before the pre-election year. So expect the government's spending spree perhaps to amplify in these sectors, and therefore that these sectors could do fairly well, construction and capital goods. Sudip, thank you very much for that. Get into a short break. On the other